Music! All right, Kirkland Pale Ale. All right. Let's drink this before it gets warm. You know what I'm saying? Ooh, lots of smoke in these beers. I don't know. Yeah, this means lots of CO2. That's all I get out of that. Anyway, silence on the pours, right? Tonight, anyway. This is Kirkland Costco brand Pale Ale. Comes in a sampler pack, $37 for 24, which is an extremely good deal here. It is brewed and bottled by Hopfen und Malz Brewing Company, San Jose, California. And, 5.4% alcohol by volume. Of course, it looks like a pale ale. A slight bit of orange to it. It's not exactly a straw-colored beer or anything. There's a little bit of malt color. Great looking head, though. Holy shit. See if you can get that. Yeah, not bad at all. So, yeah. You gotta learn to smell those quicker. The head kind of like keeps the smell in, you know what I'm saying? It's smelling sweet, almost like a lager. I mean, we are kind of at the same malt body. I'm not getting any hops to speak of. It's just smelling kind of sweet and bready. That smells good and everything. Like, no bad smells at all, like out of some of your pale lagers. You get kind of the gross smells. None of that. Well, there's a whole lot of barley, really. I mean, I'm not getting much for hops out of here at all. A little bit of hop bitterness in the back, a little bit of planty hop bitterness. Not a whole lot of. It's just very mild. It's very. I mean, a lot of people, if they stepped out of their stubborn, I only drink Coors, or I only drink Molson, or I only drink Labatt, or I only drink whatever cheap fucking beer, Lucky Lager, I only drink Bow Valley or whatever. If they tried this, they'd probably be pretty happy because there's not really. It's full and it's bready and it's a lot of barley flavor. It's bringing the beer, but it's not bringing any type of flavor that anyone could possibly be scared of. I think they've engineered a product here to really kind of. I don't know. It's just that fucking label. You know what I mean? I mean, you put beer in a bottle with this kind of label. I mean, seriously, guys. I mean, that looks like shit. You shouldn't call it Kirkland beer, for one. You should call it some... Like, look at these guys. These guys are selling 6-packs for $20. Look at that fucking label on there. Like, holy shit. That's a cool-ass label, right? I mean, you're thinking, wow, look at that. I mean, it is a better beer, but... But this, come on. You put a fucking yellow, no-name brand label on a beer. I mean, fuck. Come on. You can still charge low. I'm not saying charge more. I'm just saying get a fucking better label. That's all. People won't be so fucking scared of your beer. It's a good beer. It's really solid. There's no hops to be scared of, but obviously there's hops with a head like lacing like that. I mean, there's hops in there. They're just very mild, probably quite low in alpha acid, low in flavor, but there's alpha acid. I guess supposed to be what's creating the head. So I'm not tasting it as a bitter beer at all. It's so well balanced between the malt and the bitterness. You're not pulling out any bitterness. It's malt forward, and there's not a whole lot of malt, but yet it is kind of it's a little bit thick and viscous, right? So, and we're getting head out of it. How the hell did they pull that off? Sometimes I guess you can put maltodextrin in beer to get head out of beer that shouldn't normally have head because it's an unfermentable sugar. Correct me if I'm wrong. This is just what I've been led to believe. So I think some beers that have supernatural heads and don't have the hops to come along with it, you might think, well, maybe they're using maltodextrin. Are these guys using maltodextrin? I'm not going to say whether they are or not because I don't know for sure, but it's quite possible. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of craft breweries that make really good beer that I think use maltodextrin to create that. I mean, there's beers with heads like this that just don't dissipate, and they're hoppy, but they're not that hoppy. You know what I mean? So, and like it's just like meringue. It's like a chunk, and you go, well, what's a big fucking marshmallow at the end of the glass? Weird. Well, I like pale ales, especially that aren't too out. You know, obviously not IPAs. I mean, I just like pale ales. I just don't like lagers with horrible finishes. You know, which is what we've been force fed for so long. But I mean, this kicks the shit out of like pretty much all those in that category that we think of as DPLs or whatever you call them, domestic pale lagers or adjunct lagers. And some of them maybe don't even have adjuncts in them, but they just taste like ass anyway. This beer is very smooth. It's got a great finish. I mean, it doesn't have any of those qualities that you're going to pull out of a pale lager in the same price range. I mean, this beer will fucking moonwalk all over that shit. I mean, look at it. Seriously, look at this. Just looking at the beer. I mean, for the price, I wish they just had the pale ale because I would just buy that. I wouldn't necessarily buy. I don't really want the amber. I think was the worst, but I'll get to that reviewing that one. So they have a IPA and amber, German lager, and this pale ale. And this pale ale was of course my favorite, but the IPA wasn't that bad, and amber I think was the worst out of the whole deal. But I'll be reviewing that, and I'll be able to review it again. Get a second opinion on it. Yeah, like it's not by any means the greatest pale ale I've ever had, but for the price and considering this, like how much better this is than a domestic pale lager and how much cheaper it is than like 99.9% of them. Even the shittiest domestic pale lagers, I think, are they're a little bit cheaper than this, but not by a whole lot. So, you know what I'm saying? Well, yeah, they are a bit cheaper. They'd be 26 instead of 37. So yeah, but it's still worth it to buy something that's to me because I can't hardly choke those other fuckers down. Look at that. That's not bad. Look at that lacing. I guess that's probably maltodextrin though. Smooth. A little bit of tang right in the back of the finish. It like all the Kirkland beers are a little bit weird, but not outrageously weird. Again, I'll have to give this an 8.5, same as the IPA. Got a little extra on lacing though. The fuck's up with that? Look at that shit. That's crazy. There's got to be some kind of steroid in here. That shit ain't natural. No, the kind of IBUs I'm pulling out of this beer. Like, if I had to guess the IBUs on here, it'd be like 15. Seriously. We're way below 25 on IBUs. I mean, there's a little bit of hop bitterness in the back. A little bit of an English... A very faint English hop. It does taste like an English pale ale. But we're way low on alpha acids to be getting that kind of shit. I mean, look at that. So yeah, it's a steroid beer. But I do really enjoy this shit. I could drink this shit a lot. And I'm kind of fucking picky. So, yeah, fucking drink Kirkland beer. Why not? Fuck. And, yeah, like I said, it's an 8.5 out of 11, which I think is better than Domestic Pale Lager. It's not, performance-wise, it's not like one of the awesomest craft beers, but for the price, I definitely say, like, look, guys, you're not going to die if you drink it. It's not toxic. It's pretty decent. It's better than a lot of shit out there. So if you want some beer, just like, kind of like how you would normally buy a cheap Domestic Pale Lager, just, you know, to have with your pizza and shit, because... Like, if you have tacos, nachos, pizza, you can drink, like, the shittiest Domestic Pale Lager. It's going to taste good if you're having chicken wings or french fries. So, but why not get this? Because it's just a little bit better kind of thing. And I think that that's a great idea. It's a fucking great fucking beer plan for the week or the month or whatever. Pick up one of these. If you're having some fucking french fries and cheese, you know, I don't... Apparently, I'm fucking wicked healthy eating. If you eat like me, you fucking want some of this on hand. Beer Zerker, and I'm out. Yeah!